mine in her garden. So this morning I'm just heading over to a wood yard to pick up a big chunk of Doug fir so I can continue putting deck blocks, making and fitting deck blocks in the aft section of the boat. I want to get the aft section blocked, glued, and get some plywood cut and fit. Because I've just got like, at the moment there, I've just got small pieces of plywood to kind of sort of walk around on. So I thought if I just get that kind of cut and fitted to a certain degree and screwed down in position in a kind of dry fit while I'm working on clearing the interior as well to get those chain plates. So I'm off to do that this morning. So yeah, I'll catch up with you in a little while. Goes up to something. What's he up to? Where's that bird? He's got to find it. So yeah, popped over to the woodyard this morning. Picked up a nice big chunk of Doug fir. That should probably do me now for the rest of what I need. Deck blocks and for the cockpit sole. And then the other structural timber work that I'm going to have to do under the floor, etc, etc. I've still got a little bit left around the corner, but it wasn't big enough for what I needed. But it'll do for other stuff. A couple of bits down there, as well as some like Halford stuff. Halfords? stuff. Yeah, so I got that today, and I'm going to hop up on board in a minute and get the multi-tool out and cut some bulkheads. So yeah, I'm going to set the camera up inside, and I'll probably time lapse me cutting out holes, access holes. Yeah, exciting. I'll get on with it. So I'm back on board. I've got a few screws to undo there because that bulkhead's connected to a deck beam up in there. It's a bit dark. I mean, there's a couple of screws there. A couple of free screws. The heads will probably break off, but I've got to have an attempt at them. Now I'm going to get all this pipe work out of the way. Just going to do it, get it all gone, because it's just minging and I don't know, I just can't look at it no more. Get that sorted out, and then I'm going to screw this piece of wood sort of down there to make myself a bit of a straight edge to try and multi-tool to. I'm not sure if multi-tooling is the way to go. I feel like I want an angle grinder or something with a saw blade in it. I don't know, but yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go at it with the multi-tool, and then I've kind of got to cut in that way. I've got to get this deck beam out of the way. So I'm going to sort the pipes out. I think if I cut that deck back there, I could probably, there's one screw that holds these deck beams into this, what do I want to call that? If I was a boat builder, I would know. This beam that runs the length of the boat, like some kind of stringer. Don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Get closer to getting these. Look at that. You just know what that's going to look like when it comes out. But yeah, I'm going to set up and probably set up time lapse and get busy. Don't know how it looks. It's right in the corner. Kind of there. Kind of a view. See how we get on. I'm not going for any Oscars here. I'll find some gloves as well, I think. On the safe side. So that's it, 7s or 8s. That's a good start, Dave. Lost my ratchet. wooden toothbrush. I don't know where that's come from. It ain't mine. There's nothing wrong with these stainless clips though. I think I'll probably end up reusing all these. Probably new pipe. I'll treat myself to some new pipe. I quite like an electric flushing loo. I think, I'm not sure how you can do it. I think you need a pump, like a macerator pump or whatever, that sort of munches it all up and spits it out. Yeah, and let's have that. Might go and get my standing knife as well and cut these. Cut them back. They seem a bit bigger. They're probably Imperial, no my luck. Screwdriver. Let's give it a go. Oh no. Didn't like that. I ain't going anywhere. I have to get a bigger screwdriver on that one. It is rusty. Let's have a look. See what I have. It's about 10 degrees cooler here today than it was yesterday. It's and you know, I do love the hot weather, but I much prefer this sort of temperature for working in. That is not going anywhere. Right, I'm going to have to cut that off. Cut that pipe. Anyway, that's that. There's this. Definitely going to go and get my gloves. Ratchet. Ratchet. I do love a quarter drive ratchet. Yep, let's get that off there. I wonder why the pipes have gone so mouldy. I can't really understand. They're plastic pipes and they're covered in mould. I suppose they could have got damp. Is it like mildew? I don't know. Over winter. I don't know. I don't know what the best solution is for combating that. Yeah, I'm going to go and get my gloves because I don't want to touch it like that. And I reckon some old dirty water's going to come out too, so, and I'll get a knife. I'll be back. One knife. One pair of gloves. Just going to get rid of all this. It's going straight in the bin. I might keep them U-pipes, whatever they do. The air traps, the airlocks, the anti-siphon thingamajigs. I do know what they are, but I just can't remember what they're called. I wonder if they can be cleaned out and reused. Anyway, don't have to worry about that anytime soon. Right. Oh, that is solid stuff. Okay, I see. as easy as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just a case of get a knife on it. It looks like you need to get a hacksaw on it. Bollocks. Let's get this out of the way if I can. Nope. Multi-tool. Seems a bit extreme. I suppose it needs must, right? I suppose it's a multi-tool. I haven't got a hacksaw with me. Just multi-tool them off and leave the white bits attached to them bits and sort it out. Sort it out later. Yeah, that's the way forward. Get a multi-tool on it. If in doubt, multi-tool time. It's going to get noisy in here. Shield your ears. The new universal sound of boatyards across the world is the sound of a multi-tool. Let's fucking do this. Excuse my French. That does not smell that great, to be honest, the water that's come out of there. Yeah, not the best. Not the best I've ever smelled. I'm going to sacrifice this blue towel to try and soak it up, and then I can just ditch it. The joys of boat ownership. There's this kind of inside the big pipe that goes out of the seacock. I suppose it would have been like 1.5 inch diameter when it was new. I don't know what's built up around the inside of it. It looks kind of like clay, this grey clay. Could be mud silt, I suppose, from muddy water, I don't know, but it is now probably, the hole was probably about 3/4 of an inch diameter. But yeah, disgusting. Not nice. There you go. This is why we're doing it, right? We're going to make it good. We're going to make it clean. Going to make it usable. Yeah. Right, I'm just going to throw that overboard as quickly as possible. This whole contraption just needs out. You need to be gone from in here. It's disgusting. There's got to be a better way than this. Alright, that's better. That is overboard. Got a Jubilee clips hanging about. Alright, let's get busy with this towel, soak as much of that up as I can, and then that can go in the bin. Oh no, it touched my skin. That's it, I've got herpes. Or worse, hepatitis. Just from looking at it. Yeah. Still, it's got to be done. It's got to be done. I was wondering how practical it'd be to be able to have a shower in here. If you could sit down on the, like, make some kind of completely enclosed fiberglass capsule with a drain, so that no matter what happened in here, you could just shower it all down the toilet, the sink, everything, from sort of like waist height downwards, and it'd be all contained. Yeah, food for thought anyway. That's why I'm really hoping that I can actually build a community on this channel of knowledgeable people that can go, yeah, you can do that. This is what we did, or this is how you can do it. Because as of now, I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm just glad that I'm doing something. Yeah. I know you don't really want to see it, but have a look in there. Yeah, nice. Years of whatever that is. Matter, as Wivnow would say. I'm going to leave that down the back for a little while, just soaking up. And once it all dries, I'm going to get the hoover in here and clean it all out. Right, I'm going to try and get those screws undone as best I can, if they'll allow. Up in there, one there, and I think there's one up in that corner. There's probably little to no hope that they will come undone, but you never know. And then I'm going to cut out, probably from this side looking at it, bulkhead from there down and then across, and then I'm going to get in the other side and come down the edge of that structure there where the chain plate is, just the other side, just here, and try and get it separated. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Halfway through cutting through the bulkhead, and my Bosch multi-tool has just stopped working. No mas. No functionada. It was the weirdest thing though, because I thought to myself, as I got going, wouldn't it be weird if my multi-tool packed up? I don't know, did I make it pack up, or what? Did I have some sort of premonition that it was going to pack up? But it's packed up. But luckily, I've got this thing that someone gave me. What brand is it? The brand is D-Winner. So I'm hoping that I can undo that nut and that all my blades from that one fit this one. This was just used for sanding. But yeah, can't believe it. Let's see how we get on with D-Winner. Come all the way down now to there, and I'll kind of cross there, and then I'm going to chop into there, through there, and just yoink that out of the way, create a massive hole. Look at this bad boy. The winner is the winner. No mucking about. I'm back in business. Well, I'm not going to lie, but I think D-Winner is actually a better tool than the Bosch. It's got like a metal end, and it literally just roared through that in about a minute, if that. I've just hit the fiberglass though, and it instantly started to stink, so I'm going to have to dig out my face mask, because I don't want to breathe that in. That might have a bit of wood dust and lead paint and that, but like, I'm not really into breathing in fiberglass. So I've cut all the way down there, straight as I can, across there, and I'm gonna try and get out this whole section now. Try and cut it out. I'm gonna put a different blade on though, more like a metal cutting blade with smaller teeth to nibble through this fiberglass and dig out my face mask. I'm gonna cut this out, this one piece, and then I'm gonna cook some dinner because I don't want to eat too late. And then I might come back and do a bit more. But yeah, I mean, I'm actually scared. I'm scared actually. Whenever I think about what I'm doing, I just get scared that I'm just going to end up leaving just a big pile of firewood and some old fiberglass in a big heap. But yeah, it's plenty big enough to have like proper access to work on that. Let's get that out of the way. Put a whole new piece in there. Cool. I'm going to just try and get that done, and then I'm going to cook some dinner. Treated myself to a nice new face mask ages ago. It's the first time I've used it, probably about a year ago. Because the other one was added, I gave it to someone to use for sanding down some windows. And I thought, you know what, you can keep that, I'll get a new one. Right, let's put D-Winner to see if we can get that nibbled through. Yeah, that's it. Access. Yeah, buddy. I've got clear access to 1, 2. Just similar story over here. Cut that out. It's happening. I'm doing it. I love how this deck beam is just cut and it floats in mid-air, connected to nothing. Don't know what to do about that, but I suppose once it's screwed to the deck it don't really matter. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to have to cut this out, that out, that out, and just put it all back somehow. Just don't worry about it, put deck blocks up there. Yeah, I think that's it for today. I'm going to eat, feed Clay, and call it a day, wash my hands. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. Watching the destruction. I will catch up with you next time. Adios.